Rồi giờ đến 6 giờ.
Oh, hi there. Good evening.
Hello,
How are you today?
I'm good.
Excuse me. Excuse me. I kept on sneezing. Oh, you're good. Oh, that's nice to hear. Did you already eat your dinner?
No,
Oh, oh, what time is it? Oh, yeah, it's quite early in your country. Okay. Oh, today we are almost done with Unit 6. We are going to discuss the grammar, which is the past passive and the participle. Have you ever learned that from your school?
uh, yes,
Okay, that's nice. The passive voice and the participle. We are going to focus on past participle. But before that, as excuse me, ah, as I said last meeting,
I
we are going to practice tongue twister on daily, no, every time that we have a meeting. Oh, can you hear me clearly?
yes,
Okay, I'm sorry for my hoarse voice. Okay, so what about this one? Let's practice the sounds of B, K, T, E, O, and O from this tongue twister. So let's read it slow at first. Okay, a box of biscuits, a box of mixed biscuits. Can you read it?
a box of biscuit, a box of biscuit,
Okay, one more time. A box of biscuits, a box of mixed biscuits.
a box of biscuit, a box of mixed biscuit,
Okay. Can you read this a little bit faster? A box of biscuits, a box of mixed biscuits.
a box of biscuit, a box of mixed biscuit,
Okay, one more time.
a box of biscuit, a box of biscuit,
Okay, great job. One more time. A bit faster.
a box of biscuit, a box of mixed biscuit.
Okay, how do you feel while reading it faster? Do you have hello? Can you hear me? Do you
Uh,
find it difficult to read it that fast?
yes,
I see. Oh yeah, well, from our previous discussion, I see to it that you find it quite difficult to pronounce or produce the sounds of X, which is like what we have in a box, and rhyming words, mixed biscuits and biscuits. Okay, but we are going to practice that. Don't worry. Okay, what about this one? Which, which, which watches which watch? Which
which,
watches which watch?
what?
Okay, can you do it one more time, a bit faster? Can you do it one more time, a bit faster?
Uh, which, what?
Okay, very nice. One more time. Which watches which watch?
Which what?
Okay, I see. Nice one. Okay, what about this one? Oh, this one is quite long. If two witches were watching two watches, which witch would watch which watch? Try to read it slowly at first.
If two witches were watching two watches, which would watch which watch?
Okay, can you read it a bit faster?
If two witches were watching two witches, which would watch?
Okay, one more time, a bit faster.
If two witches were watching two watches, which would watch which watch?
Okay, I see. Okay, good job. Okay, what about this one? Imagine an imaginary manager managing an imaginary manager. Imagine an imaginary manager. Imagine an imaginary manager managing an imaginary. Can you read it a little bit slow?
Mm. Imagine an imaginary. I can't.
Okay, so we are going to focus on this one. Imagine an imaginary manager. This one. Imagine an imaginary manager. Try to read it
Imagine
slowly.
an imaginary.
Okay. Manager, managing, and imaginary.
Manager, managing an imaginary.
Manager.
Manager.
Okay. Imagine an imaginary manager. Imagine an imaginary. Excuse me. Imagine an imaginary manager managing an imaginary manager. Can you read it like that?
No.
Oh, why is it? Which one do you find it difficult? Which part?
Oh.
Oh, the O?
Oh.
Oh, on this one, which part do you find it difficult to pronounce?
Oh. I think oh.
Oh, the O. Where is the O?
No. Oh.
Okay. Okay, I will take this one as a note. So this one will be our oh, yes, what is it? Ow. All. Okay, all. It's okay, sorry. I think I am having an hearing impairment due to my cold. Excuse me. Okay. Oh, what about this one? Shop, ship, ship, shore, shore, shin, shoe, ship, chip, cheese, cherry, shock, cheer. This is the sound of s and sh. hmm Let's try the first. This one. The first three. Shop, sheep, shore. Can you do that? Very nice. What about this one? The next three.
Shin, shoe, ship.
Okay, what about this one? The last part.
Tea, cherry, shock, here.
Okay, nice one. Excuse me. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna be sick. Okay, so I think that will be it. Do we have this one? We already have this one. Now let's go over with the grammar. I'm thankful that you already take this one on your school, so this one I think would not be that long discussion. Okay. So for this night, part of lesson 6 is the grammar, which focuses on past participle, the passive voice. Now let's discuss first what is a passive voice. Okay, so in English we have what we call the active, I remember it correct, active and the passive voice. So okay. Will you excuse me for a moment? I need to drink some water. Okay, sorry for that. Okay, so next, since you are quite familiar with the active and the passive voice, okay, this one. Mhm. Okay, so let's define first what is a passive voice. Could you please read the definition of passive voice? The passive voice.
The passive voice, which is the passive voice when the action is more important than the person who does it.
Okay, does it. Okay, nice one. Okay, let me give you an example of a difference of passive and active voice. Where is it? Okay, let's say that. Um, hmm, for active, passive first. For passive, if my laptop was stolen. Okay, so this is example of passive voice. My laptop was stolen. By the definition, it says here that the passive voice is when an action is more important than the person who does it. Okay, so on my given example, does it shows who stole the laptop? Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Can you repeat that?
Excuse me, sorry. On my given example, does it shows or written who stole the laptop?
I can't hear clear.
Oh, let me type it. On my given example, does it stated who stole the laptop? This one.
Hmm. See.
Hmm.
No.
Okay, very good. So it is not the one who do the action. We don't give more important to the person because this one is a passive. Now, What about this one? Somebody stole my laptop. What about this one? What about this one? Who stole the laptop?
No.
Oh, this one on my next example. Somebody stole my laptop. Who stole the laptop?
Somebody.
Okay, very good. This one, the second one is an example of active voice because we give emphasis to the subject. Okay, somebody stole my laptop. Who is our subject? Somebody stole my laptop.
Somebody.
Okay, very good. Somebody is the subject. What about what about the verb? What is the verb? Mm-hmm.
The verb is stole.
Okay, so the verb is stole. What about the object? The receiver of the action. What is the object?
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Don't have object.
It doesn't have an object. Somebody is our somebody is our subject. Stole is the verb. Now, this verb stole, who received that action? The one who received the action, that is the object.
Somebody.
Somebody is the subject. Stole is the verb. So the object is
Mm.
mhm.
Don't know.
Okay, there we go. I sent it to you. Okay, so the object is my laptop. The word my laptop is the one who received the action of, who received the verb stole. Okay, are we clear with that one?
Yep.
Okay, now, excuse me, another example. Mm, oh, okay, now how are we going to make this one a passive voice? Because this one is active. Somebody stole my laptop. To make it passive, we are going to give emphasis on the verb. Again, what is our verb?
Our verb is stole.
Okay, so the verb is stole. To give emphasis of this verb, we have to make this verb into its past participle. Okay, so what is the past participle of stole?
Stolen.
Okay, good job. So, to make it passive, we are going to, yes, we are going to make this one on its past participle. My laptop was stolen. Now, on this one, this is passive. This one now is passive because we give more emphasis on the verb, which is the verb stolen. Okay, are we clear with that one?
Yeah.
Okay, so another example. Uh, another one. On passive voice, we sometimes use what we called agent. Agent. Okay. So sometimes in passive voice, we use what we call agent, and that is the word by. This one. Let me give you an example. Active. So this is active. Example of active. Okay, so active is Leonardo. Oh, Leonardo. Leonardo da Vinci. Oh, Leonardo da Vinci um painted the Mona Mona Lisa. Okay, this one is example of active voice. Leonardo da Vinci painted the Mona Lisa. Now, by the use of agent by, we are going to make this one as passive voice. Okay. Mona Lisa. Mona Lisa was painted by Leonardo da Vinci. Okay, just like this one. The last one is passive. Okay, are we clear with this one?
Mm,
We are now clear with passive and active voice.
yes.
Okay, now let's have the next one. Now, for this one, the simple present simple passive, we have formula that we need to follow. And okay, the first one is simple present. Okay, so active, Jane cleans the floor every day. So who clean the floor every day?
Jen.
Okay. Okay, what about the verb? What is the verb?
Clean.
Okay, and what is the receiver of the action or the object?
Uh, the floor.
Okay, so the floor. Now, to make it passive, we are going to write down first the floor is cleaned by Jane every day. Okay, so the floor, it is our object, and is clean is our verb, and our subject is Jane, right?
Yeah.
Okay, did you get it?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so here is the pattern. Subject plus the be verbs. I do believe that I already taught you this one. These are the be verbs. The be verbs. And the past participle or our agent by, and the object. Okay, now let's see the other examples for this one. Let me clear all of this. Uh-huh. Okay, so this one is present continuous. But before we go over with present continuous, can you give me an example of active in simple present, active voice in simple present, and try to make it passive? Mm-hmm. It is subject plus the be verbs. It's either is, am, are, and in the past participle plus past participle plus the agent and the object. Mhm.
Uh,
You can type it down. Mhm.
can you make an example again?
Okay, Tony. Okay, this one. Tony sweeps the floor. Tony sweeps. Oh, sorry. Oh, yeah. Tony sweeps the corridor every Saturday. Can you tell me who is our subject? This is an active example of active voice. Mm-hmm. Can you tell me who is our subject?
Mm, the subject is
Mm.
Tony.
Okay, our subject is Tony. What about our verb? Where is our verb, or what is our verb?
The verb is sweet.
Okay, sweet. Hmm. What about the object? Who is the receiver of the object?
The corridor.
Okay, now, from this sentence, can you make this one as as passive?
Mm,
Mhm. Using the this one, the formula or the pattern given. The corridor is by Tony. Okay, I see. Oh, uh, by the way, the past participle of a sweep is this one, swept. This one. Okay. Oh, later on we are going to discuss how to make uh the verbs onto its past participle because we have irregular and regular verbs in English, right?
Uh,
Did you discuss that on your school, the regular and irregular verbs?
not
Oh,
yet.
not yet. Okay, so later on we're going to discuss the regular and irregular verb. uh, oh my goodness. Okay, so now this is present continuous, meaning the action is in continuous form. Okay, so active, Jane is cleaning the floor now. Passive, the floor is being cleaned by Jane. Okay, so what is the formula that we have to follow when we are going to make present continuous? First is verb. The verb plus the be verb is are, and being plus the past participle. Let me give you an example for that. Let's take Tony as example. Tony is sweeping the oh sweeping the corridors. Okay, so this one is example of present continuous. Now, can you make it passive? This one is active. Mm-hmm.
Tony, the corridors is swept
Yes,
by
yes. Mm-hmm.
Tony.
Okay, the floor is being swept by Tony. Okay, very nice. Oh, are we clear with this too? The simple present and the present continuous?
Yes.
Okay, nice one. Oh. Okay, now let's go over with the simple past. Okay, again, when we say past, the action happened on the past. Okay, it might be yesterday, earlier, last week, last month, and so on. Okay, so active is Jane cleaned the floor yesterday. Passive, the floor was cleaned by Jane yesterday. Okay, so what is the formula that we should use for this one? Subject. For this one, who is our subject? Active. On this one, the active. This one, the active. Who is our subject?
Jen.
Okay, very good. Now, so to make it passive, the subject plus was or were, and then the past participle. Now, on passive tone, what is our subject?
Uh, the floor.
Okay, plus this one was or were, and then the past participle. Okay. Now let's have an example for that one. Let's use Tony. Okay. Tony swept the floor. Oh, corridors once earlier. Okay, what about this one? This one is active. Can you make it passive?
Um, uh, like what?
Oh, this one. The last one. Okay, let me send it again to you.
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
the corridors were were swept by Tony earlier.
Okay, nice one. Now let's have the past continuous. Are we clear with simple past?
Yes.
Okay, no question for simple past.
No.
Okay. Oops. Oh, what happened? Oh, okay. There's something wrong with my laptop. Well, my laptop has been acting crazy lately. I think I need a new one. Well, anyway, let's continue. Okay, past continuous. It will be Jane. Example is Jane. Jane was cleaning the floor when I arrived. That is the passive active tone. To make it passive, we have to write down the subject plus was and where and the word being plus the past participle. So example is the floor was being cleaned by Jane. This is our agent by when I arrive. Okay. Now let's use Tony for our example. Mm, Tony was sweeping the floor when he arrives. Okay, this one. Oh, this one is. Oh, did I send it to you? Oh, sorry. Tony was sweeping the floor when he arrived. This one. Okay, this one. This one is in active. Can you make it passive?
Uh, the law
Mm-hmm.
was being swept, swept
Mm-hmm.
by Tony when he arrived.
Okay, good job. Oh, are we clear with this one? Simple past and past continuous?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, this present perfect. Okay, so present perfect example in active tone is the floor looks nice. Jane has cleaned it. That is the active. To make it passive tone, the floor looks nice. It has been cleaned by Jane. So we put the subject plus has or have been. Has or have been, and then the past participle. Okay, so let's take an example. Shining. Okay, this one. This one is active voice. Can you make it passive?
Mm.
Hmm?
Wait.
Okay.
The corridor is shine, shining.
Mm-hmm.
It has been swept by Tony.
Okay, nice one. Okay, next one. Now let's have an activity for this one. So, base form, these are the base form, and past participle. Now, I told you earlier that we have regular and irregular verbs in English, right? And you haven't learned that on your school, right? Right?
Yep.
Okay. Now,
Yes.
now, okay, I feel a little bit dizzy. Okay, now, let me give you an example. Okay, so for regular verbs, I'm adding e and d at the end of the words. Oh, at the end of the base form. Sorry, at the end of the base form. Base form creates creates past participle. Participle. Okay, so this is the base form of the verb. Always remember that this is how a base form of the verb look like. Now, let's take this one, the word consider, as an example for the first explanation that I sent. Okay, so first one is to make a past participle of the verb, you just have to add ed. Oh, sorry, ed at the end of the word. Okay, for example, this word, cook. What is the past participle of cook? Mhm. To make it into its past participle, you just have to add
It, but,
add.
it
Okay,
cooked.
add. Oh yes. Oh, it's not cooked. It's cooked. Still cooked.
Cooked.
Yes, the pronunciation for that is still cooked, but the spelling is different. Okay, just like that. Now, in verb, we have what we call the irregular ones. Irregular verbs. Okay, so what are these irregular verbs? So, in past participle form, irregular verb may have ending. These are the verbs that may have ending like what are those? En, en, t, okay, t and okay, ed and oh, I think that's it. For example, this one, this is oh, sorry, this is swell. To make it into its past participle, we are going to add, change the spelling and make it this one. And example is the word burn. To make it to its past participle, we are going to add the T, burnt. Okay. Are we clear with that one?
Yep.
Okay. So it's already time and my demo class is very early. Okay, she's joining our class. So I think that will be it for our discussion for today. Assessment will be next meeting, so be ready, okay?
Uh,
Okay? Okay,
yep.
so see you next meeting. Goodbye.